Good evening, fifth graders. Tonight we're going to be working with order of operations. This might be new to some of you, and it might be a review for others. The key thing here with order of operations is you have to do the problem in order. Let's take a look here. There's an exact order you do it in. We got some goofy looking pictures here, and there's a saying that I want you to remember. You've probably heard it before. If not, here's a little more review for you. The saying is called, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Okay, got this little boy here, looks a little embarrassed with his Aunt Sally. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And the reason why we're doing this is we're going to be looking at the P, the E, the M, the D, the A, and the S. Another way that's written as is PEM does. Another way to remember it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. PEM does. And each one of these represents something, okay? Let's take a look at these. The P for please represents parentheses. Then we have E for exponents, M for multiply, D for divide, A for add, S for subtract. So when you're doing a problem, you have to do them in this order. If there's parentheses in the problem, you have to do those first. If there's exponents, you have to do those next. Multiplying and dividing, those can happen at the same time, whatever happens first in the problem, and adding and subtracting can happen at the same time. So let's do a couple examples. Before we get going there, let's take a look at this. I have these all here. What do they all have in common? They all are a cone. So as you're working out order of operation problems, when you show your work, it turns out to look like a cone when you're done. And I'll show you what I mean by that as we work here. First problem here, we have 16 divided by 8 minus 2. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So this is how we're going to do these problems. Are there any parentheses? There aren't. Any exponents? There aren't. Multiplying and dividing, we have some dividing here. So we're going to divide. 16 divided by 8, we get 2. Then I write the problem over again. Adding and subtracting is next. Sally here is going to subtract. Our answer is 0. Now, if I were to do this problem differently, and if I were to have subtracted first, it would have been 16 divided by 6, which would have been a different answer. Here's another one. 6 plus 7 times 8. Order of operations says you cannot go 6 plus 7 times 8. That's how kids would do it without order of operations. But here we have to, there's no parentheses, no exponents. We have to multiply first. So we have to go 6 plus 7 times 8 equals 56. Now there's no more multiplying, there's no more dividing. Now we have to add these together. Our answer is 62. Do you see how I didn't do anything with the 6 right away? And what I want you to notice is here's the cone shape we're making, okay? So as you're working out the problem, it shouldn't get wider, it should get narrower at the end. Well, here's another problem. This one's a little longer. So are there any exponents? No, but there's parentheses. So this is how you write the problem out. 3 plus 6 times, you have to do this part, 5 plus 4 is 9, divided by 3 minus 7. No more parentheses, no more e's, no exponents. Now I have to multiply first. Whatever happens first in the problem, so it looks like multiplying is before division. So I'm going to do 3 plus 6 times 9 equals 54, divided by 3 minus 7. Okay. Now, multiplying's done. Now we have to divide. So it's going to be 3 plus 54 divided by 3. 3 goes into 54 once, subtract, got a 2, bring down the 4. 3 goes into 24 8 times, 3 times 8 is 24. So, plus, so this would be 18 minus 7. So I have my dividing done. Now I can add. 3 plus 18 is 21 minus 7. Now I can subtract. 14 is my answer. See how it makes a cone shape, okay? Here's another one. Whatever happens in the parentheses first. So this one's kind of interesting. So I have 150 divided by. So in the parentheses here, looks like I have to do the order of operations within the parentheses, which means I have to multiply before I can add, right, kids? So I'm going to go in parentheses 6 plus 24 minus 5. I still have my parentheses, so I'm going to do 150 divided by, and inside my parentheses here I have 30 minus 5. Now I'm going to divide because dividing is before adding and subtracting. 150 divided by 30 would give me 5 minus 5. I'm bringing this part down. 5 minus 5 is 0. So this large problem actually equals 0. There's another one. I have 9 minus 5 divided by, inside the parentheses is what I'm doing first. 8 minus 3 is 5 times 2 plus 6. Okay, parentheses are gone, exponents are gone. Okay, now I'm going to go 9 minus, looks like I have 5 divided by 5, which is 1 times 2 plus 6. Now I have to multiply. 9 minus 1 times 2 is 2 plus 6. I'm going to subtract because subtracting happens before adding. These two go together, these two go together. Remember? They happen, whoever happens first. Okay. Subtract. 9 minus 2 is 7 plus 6. My answer is 13. I have a nice looking cone. Remember, I just do one thing at a time. The problem here. So who is right? Let's take a look at who is right here. This says right here 3 plus 4 times 2. So 3 plus 4 times 2. This one says 3 plus 4 times 2. Okay. Well, in this problem right here, it looks like they added first to get 7 times 2. Right? Right here, looks like they multiplied first and got 3 plus 8. Well, who's correct? Let's take a look here. So you would get 14 for an answer here, and you'd get 11 for an answer here. Who followed the order of operations? You'd have to multiply first before you add. This person right here decided to add first because they did 3 plus 4. That's why they got 14. This person decided to multiply first, which is an 8. This student is the one that is correct. Okay, we're going to do one more together here, okay? And of course, I want you to go back and practice those problems and see how you did. We're going to be doing some more practice in class tomorrow. All right. So we have some exponents first. So we're going to go 24 divided by. So inside these parentheses, I got a 2 and 2 to the second power. Well, actually, I have to do my parentheses first, right, kids? Second power plus 2 times 4. Now I'm going to do 24 divided by 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 plus 2 times 4. Now I'm going to divide because dividing happens before adding. 24 divided by 8 is 3 plus 2 times 4. Now I have to make sure I multiply before I add here. So I'm going to go 3 plus 8, and then I have 11 for an answer. Okay, we're going to be doing a lot more practice with this tomorrow, but remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. As long as you remember what please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is, and what PEMDAS is, this process is easy. All you're doing is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. If you start rushing through it, the only time you're going to get a little confused and frustrated in class tomorrow is if you don't follow the steps and you add when you're supposed to be multiplying, okay? Remember, the last steps you're doing are going to be adding and subtracting. First step is parentheses. All right. Good luck with this. I know this is new to some of you. Don't worry. It's easy, and they're actually pretty fun. So I look forward to working with you in class tomorrow.